Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Coffee Break. This is series play from the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. My name is Ryan House. I'm a PhD, second year PhD student in the Media, Cinema, and Digital Studies. And this is Coffee Break. Did I say that part already?
Maybe.
I can't remember. I said
It says it on the screen.
Oh, yeah. Introduce yourself.
I'm Eric Kirsting. I'm also second year PhD student in Plan H at UW Milwaukee and a member of Series Play.
Yeah. Today we're playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the game that we were wanting to play last week, but for whatever technical reasons weren't able to. So this time we've devised a way to. And I'm going to click off of this very quickly so that anyone tuning in to see if we are actually running games. I own this game. I want to make that clear. Anyway. Have you played this?
I have played it.
Okay.
I played Symphony a long time ago. It's been probably over 15 years.
This is one of my favorite video games of all time, I think. I still remember playing it when it came out, and it blew my mind. Not to spoil anything from a 15-year-old game. But when you get to the end, quote-unquote, there's a special way to beat the main bad guy, and it essentially turns the game all over. Like, it turns it upside down, and you run through the castle again. So it gives you, like, maybe not quite 100% more game to play, but really close to it.
Mm-hmm. This came out like 1995, right? So
97, I think.
So about 22 years old then.
Yeah, shit.
I love like these like Transylvanian like old castles on a cliffside. I think it's like they're really more just media needs to use these things.
Yeah. And if you remember from last week, this is the end of the game that we played last week. Obviously done up a lot more coolly. They've included a run feature, which is very nice.
Is that Dracula? Yeah.
Die, monster. You don't belong in this
Oh man,
world.
this is some of the best dialogue.
By my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the secret
So,
of all religions.
I'll wait for the dialogue,
Your
then I've got two
words are as
comments.
empty as your soul.
This is the best part.
Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
Let's do it, dialogue!
Have at you.
I mean, Dracula.
So, comment number 1.
Damn.
Today I always take attendance by asking my students like a question. And so I
Yeah.
asked them what their favorite of the old Monster Mash monsters is, like Dracula, and they almost all said Dracula. So there's definitely some cultural capital here.
Damn.
Nobody said the Mummy.
No one said the Mummy?
No one said the Mummy in either class.
Hey-o! You easy, Dracula. I can't talk today.
To some degree, I can just tell by watching this that you've done this before. Like the way you just effortlessly jump over those fireballs.
So, the way that you perform here affects your starting stats as Alucard. So, yeah. Like, used to, oh, shit. That's not what I expected. Oh, well, shit.
So,
I expected him to jump. I've never seen him just sit and throw fireballs like that. That was weird. So, yeah, you can't die here. Like, now I'm invincible because Maria, my cousin or lover, I'm not sure. Or both.
very biblical name. Mary,
Damn.
And now you're a Polaroid.
Now I'm a Polaroid. Lost to time.
Oh, my other comment. In Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and I'm pretty sure it's probably similar for this game.
Yeah.
Like, 80% of the data on the cartridge was sound files.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I can believe that for Legend of Zelda.
I wouldn't
Maybe
be
for this
surprised.
too, yeah.
Yeah, because those compressed voice lines. That's
Yeah.
a lot of data.
Yeah.
That's why Metal Gear Solid is like 4 discs when you get it on PlayStation.
Well, and yeah, I don't think much of the graphics, like the graphical data, is terribly taxing for this medium of the CD, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Was it a DVD?
Well,
No, it
it's,
would've been a
it's
CD.
just about how much data it needs, and 2-dimensional graphics just don't take up much data.
They really don't. But all of this music, and yeah, like, not all of the dialogue is voiced, but there's a good amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, really, after you get past sort of the first hour or so of the game, that probably drops off quite a bit too.
So can you beat Dracula in the beginning without her help?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the game just over?
Yep, it's just gone. No. I actually think that you start off with less health if you do very well at the very beginning. I can't quite remember.
That's
how
probably
that
the
works
better
out.
way to do it, right? Reward the player with more challenge if
Yeah.
they do well, rather than
Yeah,
punish the player for not performing well in this
Totally.
cutscene.
Because if somebody's either A, played this enough to know, or B, is just so good that they could whip Dracula's ass. Like, you know, like you start the game and then you play a final boss, and you can whip his ass. Not that he was very hard. I don't necessarily want a whole lot of bonus XP when I actually start the game. Alright. But enough talk.
Have at you.
You might also...
Is that Alucard?
That's Alucard, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not a very good guard dog.
This is really just Castlevania Moonwalker edition. Jerk. Oh, come on now.
I remember that level up thing. It usually feels a lot better than it, when you get it like after your third wolf go.
Yeah.
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Still befriending mortals. I'll not ask you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again.
Very pulpy.
No! You stole my shit!
And 1 HP.
I get no respect.
Oh no, you had taken one.
Yeah, I got hit. Alright.
Are you like slower now?
I don't think so. I still got that move. I didn't check to see that if I could still turn into a bat. Oh shit!
Back to the bottom.
Womp,
And
womp,
there we
womp.
see the defining feature of the Castlevania game. Or like the Metroidvania. It's like
Yeah,
you fall and you actually go somewhere.
it's all connected. I thought that was a really good point that you made last week about sort of the other Castlevania games just being a collection of set pieces, and this one is obviously like an architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yeah.
Reminds me a little bit of a game that I have written about, Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
So Dark Souls kind of...
Dirty.
It wants to be like that too. At least the original Dark Souls. Ooh, red rust. I don't know if that's rusty. So, ooh, what's this?
Save point, but I'm
It's
not
a
gonna save.
D20.
Oh, maybe it won't make me. Oh, cool. That's nice.
Oh yeah, sometimes when you're emulating, things get weird with saves.
Let's see what that other weapon was.
Rusty red sword. Ooh, it's a two-handed sword, it looks like.
And it's weaker than my short sword. Oops, I think I just... Oh my god.
There we go.
Alright. A present!
Cube of Zoe.
Well, shit, now I gotta see what that does. Oh, okay, cool.
It starts on.
Yeah. I always, like, this endeared itself to me so much back in the day of loading times.
Oh, is it just...
See the little CD emblem up there? That's
okay.
to load into the new area.
Alchemy Laboratory. Oh, they could have named it the Alchemical Laboratory.
Even when you're actually loading from a disc, it's pretty smooth. God damn it. Oh my god.
There's some armor.
It's gonna be tedious, I think, for a minute.
Yeah, as you put on the first piece of armor that you find, and the first gloves that you find.
Derp.
It's kind of funny, but...
That was a Mario skeleton noise. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Um...
I think that should have hit me, but I will not complain.
Skeletons, do they come back? Yeah.
Yeah, I really wonder where that that video game trope came from.
Which one?
The skeletons kind of crumpling and then coming back. Maybe it was a D&D thing way back in the day?
I think it is. I know, like, originally skeletons, like, they were hard to kill, like, in D&D and stuff. They've always had, like, something along the lines of, like, when this thing dies, make a check. You know, if the check is good, the skeleton stays alive at, like, 1 HP. Zombies have that in D&D, at least. And so that's kind of like a ludic way of trying to, like, replace that. And it's like, and you think of skeletons, if like you're a skeleton powered by magic, can you really be destroyed? Like, I think it, right, like, it's already undead, right? You're not really killing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
How does that elevator work?
Yeah, no kidding.
But like, this kind of style of gameplay where, like, the world is continuous, like, it's kind of like a lot of games do it. Like, we think of the Metroidvania and, like, Castlevania because there specifically are, like, these open worlds that have a lot of backtracking, right? But if you think about it, like, this kind of backtracking is kind of like the least cinematic thing I could imagine in a video game, right? To some degree, because it's like, if you think about a movie's like it's just a sequence of set pieces almost. If we're, like, translating it to ludic kind of understanding.
Yeah.
But meanwhile here, it's like you have to continually, like, retrace your steps. And so it kind of, like, sets up, like, a different kind of narrative than the cinematic.
Totally. I think I would go further, too. I think a novel is essentially that, too. A series of set pieces. You know, sometimes you might get an account of someone going somewhere. It's been a long time since I've read Lord of the Rings, but, like, even it, which is essentially a road story, is like, and then they walked, and then they got there, and here's the shit that happened.
Yeah.
And then they left again, and then they got there, and here's more that happened. And, like, you know, maybe they stop for camp or something on the top of a hill, and a thing happens. Not that I can go that way. So, I mean, but yeah, I think games might be unique in that mode of narrative, but
Though not all games, you know, like Journey is definitely just a bunch of set pieces, right?
Journey.
Yeah, it's a great game. I love it. That's why.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Like, Mario is also a bunch of set pieces.
And you can go back and watch it, but you can also go back and rewatch Indiana Jones.
Yes, please. I need that.
D20. I assume do you get to full health whenever you save?
Yeah. I assume I have to take a potion to cure this.
Are you
Poison?
like poison right
Yeah,
now?
I can't remember what happens when you're poisoned. Like, maybe
Your
you don't get
HP
XP?
isn't going down. If it's poison, like Dungeons and Dragons, if we're gonna keep making this, I think in D&D, poison just makes you like your attacks worse and stuff, but doesn't actually like deal damage over time.
Magically sealed. Oh, the M was gone.
Comma edge.
Oh shit!
But if you really want to try to tie it into like narrative and storytelling, it's kind of like what's that called when like a novel like returns to like the same thing but it's like a little different, and so like
Oh,
is this a boss?
yeah. Well, I guess maybe just a mini boss.
Oh yeah, probably just yeah. They didn't yell at you before you started the fight, so they're probably.
Glad I picked up
This
this
is
axe,
already
though.
showing a much higher level of sophistication than the game we played last week. Not in like a bad way, just
Yeah.
like two enemies.
Shit, I think
one
this
is
my
like
last
picking
one.
up the
Oh,
other
shit.
one.
All right. A little less sophistication, please. Oh shit! Much less sophistication, please. Damn. Get some, nerd.
Slade. I love this like skeleton with like a bird head, but like a human body.
Kind of reminded me of the alien from Aliens. A little
Oh
bit.
yeah,
Like
I can see that.
a bird version of, like if a chest burster came out of Big Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, remember last week we were talking a little bit about how like the more movement options and stuff that you give the player, the more difficult you can make the fights. Like
Totally.
that seemed to be like a lot more difficult, but also a lot more.
But a lot easier at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot more creativity in the construction of the conflict, right? With like two
Totally.
enemies. Instead
Yeah.
of
And that was like the first boss, essentially, you know? Like already that amount of mechanical sophistication.
I would really like to see how this game might tackle the thing we saw last week, like the kind of cinematic, like running across the bridge and trying to, like as it's crumbling,
Oh, yeah.
like because like now that you have so much more movement options, like you could make that such a more
shit.
exciting thing. That guy kind of looks like he's out of Doom or something. The ninja.
The guy just split in half.
Yeah.
I guess I can't get there that way.
One thing I find interesting is we kind of describe these games as like architectural, right? That's like the word that you used before, and I would totally
Yeah.
agree. Like the draw of a Metroidvania is this idea of the connectedness of the world, and like the idea that you're moving through a particular space
Yeah.
and learning it as you go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these are like really nonsensically constructed architectures, right? Like a lot of the time, like.
Yeah, like we can't see yet, but yes, like there's no structural. Well, actually, I don't know if that's.
Disagree with it.
I mean,
want you to.
but I mean, I think we're looking right now at sort of maneuverable space, but we have to understand that there's like things. I don't know. I don't know if that holds up actually. If we could see a whole, like complete map, it might look a little bit more sort of
or at least
logically
maybe,
structured.
Yeah. And maybe it's like maybe not logically structured right here, like right, like who would structure their castle with these giant things you have to jump over? Like talk about not wheelchair accessible, right? Like, but maybe it's logically like, oh yeah, of course the alchemy laboratory is next to this thing or the garden or something, right?
Yeah. Well, come on, man. You gotta let me on the platform.
I would love to see like a game like this, and I know you can't do it with this particular game because it's an RPG, where the enemies didn't like respawn. So like there's more of a sense of like you're like clearing out the castle
That
as
would
you're
be
playing
pretty
through
neat.
it.
That would be pretty neat, but I think it would be also kind of boring if you had to do a lot of backtracking like this game demands, you know?
Yeah. Like, you want to be able to kill some skeletons on your way over.
On the other hand, though, like, typically... Oh, I don't know if I want to go that way.
Oh, it's cool that it doesn't actually start, like, loading it or whatever. Or does it just load both of them?
It typically does, like,
Okay.
because we're not actually loading from a disc. But, like, had I done that on the PlayStation 1, I would have had to wait longer to get back in here.
Okay.
Which is why the music starts over. I don't want that. I don't want that.
So it's still retaining that from Castlevania, the one we played, Castlevania 2? Or 3?
Castlevania...
Was it
4,
numbered, or
I
what was the name of it?
Dracula X is
Dracula
the name
X,
of it.
okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of taking that thing
sure.
that was in Dracula X, and I'm pretty sure it's in a lot of the Castlevania games, where with like the picking up like a side weapon.
Yeah.
Like, even though like a lot of it is like you pick up your sword and it's yours, there still is like you pick up the side weapon and it only displayed up there. You can't like store it in your inventory or anything, right?
Yeah, no, it's just... It is just up there. And, yeah, like when you lose it, it's gone until you find another one. Which is really annoying when you have one that you like and then you accidentally grab the other one. Or like you grab something on the side of a cliff and the one that you had goes into the ether.
The Marble Gallery.
They really want to give me this stupid holy water.
I love their like screams as they die.
I haven't been using my shield for anything.
Marble Gallery is like a cool place to set a level. So far they're not doing much with it, but I bet you the boss is going to be some awesome statue.
I think you're right.
And by not doing much with it, I mean like we're reusing a lot of the same assets from the laboratory, right? With these
Tiles
green,
or whatever. Yeah.
the green statue guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're right. I said assets, which normally refers to like the graphics.
I fucking hate these dudes.
Okay. Got him. Do the hearts actually... Is this like... The hearts... They don't give you HP in this game, do you?
No, they're my use of sub-weapons.
Wait a moment.
Uh-oh.
You seem human.
It's Link.
And yet,
Wait.
what do you here?
What do you think?
I've come to destroy this castle.
And it's...
Then we
Oh.
have the same purpose. I'll trust you for now. I'm Maria. Who are you?
Maria was the one who saved us in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Not the
This is, I think, like 3 years later.
Well, perhaps we'll meet again. If you live that long. Farewell.
See ya! I can't get up there yet.
So like, there's like a good example of something you'd see in a Metroidvania, right? Is like,
The
I
thing
can't get up there yet.
Yeah.
Right. And but now your mind is peaked. Like, I will eventually be able to jump higher. Right?
Yeah. It's really weird that, like, it keeps...
Well, time keeps moving, right? And it's a clock tower.
I guess so. It's a remix. Alright, sorry.
That was
That was worth going
that
back
was
for.
grade A entertainment. So what do you hate about these guys? Because so far you've just dealt with them with ease.
But, like, if you don't, they just start jumping everywhere and they get so fucking difficult to kill.
Ooh, I like this.
If I wasn't paying attention and just ran right in
Oh yeah.
and, like, got on them and they started bouncing around, it would be
Yeah,
incredibly
small
hard to kill.
enemies can be a nightmare.
I don't want that.
Ooh. What's the name of the silverware from
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast? Pierre or something?
These are the lampshade. No, I guess just the candlestick, right?
I love the creativity of just the candlestick, maybe, I don't know. I love the creativity of having the skeletons throw bones. Like, it's just, I imagine, like, they pull off the rib cage and just start tossing it at you.
I assume the first iteration was poop, and they were like, no, we can't do that.
The skeletons don't use the bathroom.
Somebody was like, we should have monkeys throwing poop. And somebody was like, actually, how about skeletons? Yeah, that makes more sense. I need to be using that.
Is that faster?
Yeah. And just facing the wrong way is the drawback there.
How do you feel about the
Damn.
kill this guy? How do you feel about like the shadow that kind of like follows you when you're moving, like that kind of traces where you've been?
I mean, I like it. I don't know if it does anything. Like,
Yeah, I assume it doesn't have a function in the game.
I guess it makes me feel like I'm moving superhumanly quickly.
Oh yeah,
Because I'm a half vampire.
yeah, that makes sense. Magically sealed.
Magically.
I think it's cool, but I also find it like almost a little distracting at times because it's a different color than like everything else.
I mean, what's interesting to me is that I don't really notice it because I'm not looking at my character.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
because
mean?
you're looking everywhere else on the screen.
Yeah, but like, yeah, you as an observer are obviously probably mostly.
That's one of like the genius things about the design of this game is that you're almost exclusively in the center of the screen. Like right now, like this, everything else is moving. You're actually like not moving almost. Ooh, it's like a Demogorgon dog.
Those dudes are bad news. I got lucky there.
Yeah, you're pretty low. So you can only have 60 hearts, right?
Oh, is that right?
I think so. Cause
Damn. I think you can upgrade it.
yeah. That
Like
makes
as the game
sense.
goes on. I guess maybe levels. Every level you get more hearts.
Does leveling up set your HP back up to full? No. It did give you 1 HP. Presumably that's what you gained when you leveled up, right?
I've also gotten like
Ooh!
butt kiss as far as new weapons goes.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're like not gotten a new weapon this whole.
Shit.
Don't forget to pick up the $50 left behind.
Pay me, Seymour.
Do you know where you're going because of experience playing this game, or are you kind of just moving through the space?
I'm just kind of moving. Like, wherever there is space for me to go and not a dead end.
So at this point, do we have an idea of how we're going to destroy the castle?
Oof. Damn.
That probably hurts.
I think that would probably kill me. 3 moves that guy has.
Maybe even 4. But maybe not. Yeah, the backsliding is like so nice compared to last week where you'd have to like literally turn around. This shield doesn't really do anything but just waste your time. Right? Because he's not like, it's not like he's like gotta move out of shield, right?
Shit.
Oof, nice.
Ow! How many hits does it take to get to the center of
The
this
purple
Tootsie Roll
suit of
Pop?
armor.
I mean, God, I'm so close now. Gotta. No! That was. Oh, shit! Maybe I should leave.
Oh man, that was too bad.
I didn't even get hit by the attack. I got hit by the first motion of the attack.
Let us go out this evening for pleasure. The night is still young.
Man, I did not save since, like, the first save point.
Oh no.
Well, crap.
Well, we're not going back to the outer wall.
I don't know if we will make it there. You'll get to see my amazing...
We have to start
Oh, wait,
just a
wait,
whole
wait.
new game, or?
No... Shit, yeah, I guess so. Wow.
I guess that's the...
That's the trade-off for not playing the actual game. Alright, well...
Yeah, you don't really have to, like, do some sort of, like... like what I am emulating, like it's like press like F5 or something, or maybe just go to load state and maybe. Nope.
Nada.
Yeah, you gotta like just perpetually hit that save state button.
Which I'm not sure what that is keyed to.
Yeah.
It's all right. Let's see if I can.
Ooh, now you have that. Do you always have this item for?
This.
That's cool. I assume you can get that particular Richter's weapon for Alucard.
I don't think so.
Really,
Actually,
they just made it for just this opening section.
I can't remember. I don't recall ever getting it for Alucard. I do know that if you come up here and get all this stuff, it's not there when you come through with Alucard. Which is why I normally don't do it, but I'll never make it there today, so. The power of Sire.
Oops. Super Saiyan.
Well, I did not mean to do that.
Heart refresh.
Alright.
Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
It was not
I can't
by
believe I
my
died.
hand that I'm once again given
I can't believe that guy didn't die. I hit him so often. He had to have shit ton of hit points.
Tribute.
You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable
So you know how like this is kind of like supposed to be like kind of Renaissance-y kind of speech, like Shakespearean? I wonder, this is originally a Japanese game, right? So like, I wonder if like in the Japanese language they tried to make it sound like old and medievally.
That's a good question. I don't know. That's a really good question.
So the plot is that Dracula's like dead, and like, but his castle's still around, and Alucard's clearing out the castle as well as killing himself because he's got Dracula's blood in his bloodline.
The idea is that the castle comes back and like followers of Dracula can resurrect him.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you gotta go. You have
Do
to
you
basically
fight
go.
Dracula later on in the game? Like, does he come
Yes.
back?
You the first time you come back to this exact same battleground, and you fight Richter, right?
Ooh.
But
why?
there's a special icon you can get, a special item you can get from Maria that lets you see things that you normally wouldn't be able to see. Damn. And anyway, if you wear these special sunglasses, you can see an orb over Richter's head, and you fight the orb. You break the spell over Richter, and then the castle is inverted, and you go fight Dracula.
Oh, nice.
Dracula. But it's really pretty difficult, particularly not pre-internet, pre sort of everything being on the internet.
Uh-huh.
It was really easy to think that's just the end of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when I found out that there was more to do, it blew my freaking mind. I thought I'd beaten the game, all this time. And it was probably not, for another 2 or 3 playthroughs, but I was just goofing around. I was like, wait, what does this do? What happens when I wear it here? Holy crap!
And that's, I think, maybe part of the appeal of this entire genre, right? Is that there's, it's a lot more... it's able to house more secrets, right? In this style of, there's a whole castle to explore. And it fits within the idea of, a castle explorer would have secrets.
Yeah.
But it also... if you have a bunch of set pieces and you can't carry one item from one zone over to the next zone, then you lose some amount of the ability to kind of tell those kinds of stories.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, maybe not the sort of premier strength, I guess, of this genre, but one of the things that I like quite a bit about it is finding the little secrets, like hitting a wall and realizing that it actually has a passage behind it. And I think sort of that big reveal, that big secret, is almost like that in macrocosm.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly am really interested in the way that space is mediated in a lot of games, and I think sort of this thing that we're talking about with mapping out this giant space is really, really neat, and to me resembles a lot of like moving to a new city and driving down a street and getting to an intersection that you've been to before but never from this direction. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of just this light bulb goes up, like this fog of war is lifted, and you're like, oh shit, I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
I had no idea that's where this was. I am fascinated by that feeling in real life, and like I feel like games like this do that quite well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Idiot. Oh my god. Let's see if I can get further in this 30 minutes than I could the other 30 minutes.
First 30 minutes.
Which I guess is relative, because maybe I won't go the same way. Dirty pool.
Where is this game supposed to take place?
Romania. Transylvania, Romania. I think it said in some of the text. Or maybe it was the very beginning text. I can't remember.
This style of music, and like just in general, like Japanese music, has had such a profound impact on like the way on game music in general. Because like Japanese game music is like very melodic. And like it like really just focuses on like the melody, and you can tell like this is like the same way. Like there isn't much of a emphasis on like chord progressions or stuff. And like Nintendo games kind of have that same thing going on, and I feel like it influences a lot of games. And most games like have like a melody rather than having like just like mood music, like you'd hear in like a procedural drama or something. Right? A procedural drama's music is not gonna have any melodies. Right. Interesting. Why not? It distracts from the narrative that's going on and what the audience is trying to get out of it. And a lot of TV shows will be like that. Even movies are like that a lot of the times. Typically, if a movie introduces something that's very melodic, it calls attention to itself.
Got you. Can you think of an example
of calling attention to itself?
Yeah, of a movie that would have...
Suicide Squad would be an easy one. Have you seen that movie?
I have, but I don't remember much about it.
Like, that movie just really blatantly... Ooh, you're going to equip the potion in your hand?
Oh, shit.
Oops.
So much for that potion.
Suicide Squad just really blatantly is like, now Seven Nation Army's playing or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it calls attention to the fact that like there's like this very melodic music kind of going on. Obtained Kyuzo. Trying to think like
Joker going down the stairs.
Yeah, like Joker going down the stairs.
Yeah,
like
that's
very
obviously
much
the
so
music
calls attention to stuff. Whereas there's other moments of music and like even within both of those films where the music is just there to like have that affective response, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't actually accomplish. It doesn't like not something you're supposed to like notice.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. So how do you feel about maybe music like from Stranger Things? Like that atmospheric... I mean, I guess it's melodic, but it's also largely tonal and not a whole lot of melody going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
not too much melody going on in your typical episode of Stranger Things. So can you get like a skeleton to like stand on that?
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm wondering.
But you kill the skeleton on it, maybe.
But I think, but then I can't like get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm having a hard time getting up there. Anyway, what's in here? I wonder. Oh. A useless pile of secrets.
A useless D20 floating in the sky.
Thanks, data being saved.
Big data. Oh yeah. When he walks on it, it does go up.
I'm gonna try to jump. I don't think I can make that jump though. Maybe with a double jump. Yeah, if I had my double jump, I could make it. Which if I had my double jump, I might not need it.
I love that the game gives you kind of that puzzle though. It's like, hey, look at this thing. Like, try to figure. What was that?
Oops. I think I cast a spell by accident.
Okay. It's cool that you always level up like in an action pose, right? Because it's like the moment you kill an enemy. But for Stranger Things, I think Stranger Things music accomplishes a lot of different things for that particular show. It's definitely borrowing on nostalgia, right? Like when the Heroes plays in a moment when it really shouldn't be. For instance, in season 1, like it's just supposed to like bring you like into like this moment of like melancholy via like this particular song that you might already have a connection to or something like that.
God damn it! You jerk. I think poison might make me more vulnerable to attack. Or maybe it does make my attack weaker. And maybe it makes it ineffectual. There we go. Remembering shit the second time
That was
through.
pretty cool though, what you just did.
I don't know if that is a different way through or just a shortcut. I feel like it's just a shortcut.
Still pretty
Nope.
rad. The cloth cape.
Guess got a little bit of defense now.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you gotta check for secrets.
Gotta check for secrets. I can get really pretty obsessive about that kind of thing if I let myself. For instance, I know at some point in this game there is a save room with a secret on the other side, and so like I can't remember. Oh fuck, that's dirty. I can't remember which one it is, but I typically go through and hit. Like I'll check every save room
Until you find the one.
until I find the one, which I think is pretty late in the game. So, god damn it, I can't die again this soon.
You could always hit start and save state if you wanted to. Or whatever the button is to you.
No. Maybe. I think there's a save room right up here. I'll do that. Yeah, I think poison weakens me considerably. Boom! Too little too late, but hey.
Right idea. It's about good practice. Yeah, like for me, I think that like the music in this game is like, ooh yeah, this fight was pretty cool the first time around. Do you want me to keep talking while?
No, yeah, go for it.
It's
dirty.
I think it like the music in this game is doing some interesting things. It's trying to straddle a line between two different feelings and genres, and so on one hand, it's pretty clearly trying to evoke a kind of like medieval, like I'm trying to think like, you know, like just like kind of old music kind of feeling. Like you got like violins, synth sounds, and like a lot of the melodies are like based on like, oh, you killed them both. Oh, I thought you killed them both in one strike. I was like, that would have been almost so cool. But anyway, so like, and you've got a lot of chord progressions that are based on like just like ascending or fifths, like our pentatonic scales and stuff. Which, if you're not super into music, like maybe that doesn't make sense. But basically, oh yeah, you're dead.
That was close.
That was a close one, but you did it.
I was a little too.
Life max up.
A little too brash, I think, in that time.
Oh yeah.
There's a really great YouTube channel called 8-Bit Music Theory, I want to say.
Oh yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out.
My best friend John has told me about that channel. I don't know if I've ever watched it.
Really freaking good. I watched like a 3 or 4 part breakdown of the Kefka theme and its progression throughout Final Fantasy 6. And it was like it was fascinating. And I'm like, I think music theory is really neat, and I understand very, very little of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you might like really dig it.
I probably I need to check it out.
He releases a lot of content. I want to say like almost every week at least.
That's cool. Yeah, I think I don't know if I've seen anything, but of his. At least for me, like even though I am a musician and I understand music theory,
Yeah.
I'm much more interested in general in as a scholar and to like the affect. Like that's kind of what my master's my master's thesis was on. Was on music in the films of Wong Kar-wai, and it was almost exclusively the affect sunglasses.
Cool.
Now the sun shall be blotted out.
Cool looking sunglasses.
Did they actually do anything?
They give me-
defense one.
They lower my intelligence.
That's hilarious. See, one of the things I like about old school games is I don't think that they didn't presuppose an era of optimizers. You know what I mean? It's like
No.
the sunglasses. It's just like they look cool, yes, and they're gonna lower your intelligence because that's what we think like makes sense for this item or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
But I think a lot of games now, because of like the culture of like, oh yeah, well I've got to have the best items on at all times. Like items become like often do not have any drawbacks in modern games at all.
Well, the benefit of the sunglasses being, like, yeah, I mean, they give me something that I wouldn't have anyway. It lowers my intelligence, but I would much rather have the defense right now,
Yeah,
even if it is a, measly 1 point.
it's only 1 point loss of intelligence too.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure what intelligence does.
Presumably it affects maybe the
Sure.
effectiveness of your spells, maybe? What's the Bacillard that you just picked up?
That's a good question.
Ooh, now you're two-handing.
Oops. Precisely like I meant to do. Hey, I think we made it back to where we were.
Yeah. No, we made it quite a ways through this part, right?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Actually, we even made it to the outer wall.
Yeah.
I feel like I bring this up. You must just pick these kind of games. But just a minor note about the Metroidvania genre, since we are playing one of these kind of games. These are very popular speedrunning titles.
Oh, whoa. All right. I can believe that.
I think it's because like there's more of a like if we're talking about like we were before about the about how the action games have like set pieces, right? Maybe like there's less of room for optimization because it's just like doing it's like counting, right? But it's seeing how fast you can count up. Meanwhile, the
Yeah.
Metroidvania game, it's like, can I optimize Super Metroid? Like, what's the fastest way to get through the maze of the castle or of the planet Zeebs or whatever?
I think that's a really neat way to use speedrunning too, because it's still sort of mechanical skill, but like you have to remember the pathway so much more than you might have to. I mean, I guess like even something like ukulele, like where you still have to sort of memorize your path through the world. This is the world is essentially a puzzle, so you're sort of like it's almost like speedrunning a Rubik's cube. Rubik's
Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's cube.
Yeah.
I thought there was an extra R in there. Which, I mean, I guess Rubik's Cube tournaments are speed-based, so
Yeah.
maybe there's something to
I mean,
that.
a lot of sports are speed-based, right?
Yeah, fair enough. You idiot.
Just as like a minor side, because I don't think any of my players are gonna watch this. Hopefully not. But in D&D, and like they're about to go into this deep dwarven mine, and one of my players is a trickster.
time. Sorry.
It's like it is filled with like undead, and I don't think there's gonna be a lich because liches are too powerful in D&D. They'd kill my party. But there'll be like a mummy or something that they have to kill and stuff. But anyways, I'm pretty excited because like one of the players is a tricky cleric. Ooh, finally a new enemy. A mannequin.
I'm playing through Silent Hill 2 right now too.
Oh, mannequins are spooky.
Yeah, they're so spooky.
But anyway, just to finish, make a long story short.
Yeah,
Trick or cleric, like so their god is all about like fun and jokes and stuff like that, and like pranks and stuff. And so I'm gonna give them a Rubik's cube to like solve, and if they solve it, they'll get one wish. There's like a spell called Wish in D&D, so I'm pretty excited. But you just
that is really awesome.
You referenced Rubik's cube. I'm kind of interested because like it's one thing.
You're gonna give the players a Rubik's cube.
Yeah. And if they
cool.
and when they solve it, it's like it doesn't activate the wish on command, but it's like now you have access to a wish. You can expend the one wish from this thing, and I'm interested because, and what they'll do with it because, like when someone reaches like level 18, they get access to the spell wish, and then it becomes like this like kind of like thing that you can do. But when you're like level 9 and you get wish. And you have one. It's like, what are you gonna spend your one wish on, right? Like, how are you gonna save it? This guy's cool. I love Wrecking Ball enemies in games. Chain Chomp is kind of like that too. Oh,
I thought I was turned the other way.
at least you didn't get hit by the Wrecking Ball. Nice.
Yibbish. And now another one, probably. Nope.
Another one would be pretty brutal. Were you checking to see if you could go through that door?
Yeah, I didn't think it could, but I thought.
Is that wait? What the heck was going on with that? Oh wait. Okay, so
I
like,
think he had, like,
the chair is like stuck to their bums.
Oh shit!
Oh, then they throw the legs as boomerangs. That's so creative. Like I love that exists. Sorry that you got manhandled by one of them. It's kind of like dinosaur. Bodies.
Yeah.
Based on the howl,
It's like
it's supposed to be like a
Castlevania Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
Which actually, Night at the Museum would have made a fucking amazing Metroidvania game.
I bet you they did come out with a licensed game that sucks.
I bet they did too, man. If it had been just like 20 years prior, maybe lightning would have struck.
Yeah. Or if it came out 20 years later, right? When people...
Yeah, like about now. Although...
There is a game called... you got eaten up.
Boy, I did. But I did save a state, so hey, look at that.
That was a while ago still.
Oh yeah, it was. God damn it. Well, I'm gonna fight that other boss one more time.
Ooh, okay, so there is a Night at the Museum game developed by Amaze Entertainment.
Interestingly, Ben Stiller reprises his role, so he does all the voice lines in the game.
I bet he was like contractually obligated to.
Okay,
in the movie contract.
Amaze Entertainment is now called Foundation 9, I guess.
Amaze Entertainment.
They're dissolved now. They only lasted for 2 years. Amaze Entertainment did it. They came out with the one for Windows, Wii, Nintendo DS, and Xbox 360. We should play this game.
I think it would be kind of fun to do like maybe a month of
movie tie-in games.
Movie tie-in games, yeah, or maybe just IPs. You know, like whatever tie-ins.
Here's what IGN says. Not exhilarating, not mind-blowing, but surprisingly solid. Good job, Pipeworks. You made a game that's educational, simple, and best of all, never outstays its welcome.
Pipeworks, huh?
It's evidently criminally short, which is perfect for our kind of show.
I think mercifully short is an idea. I think games should be shorter. I mean, like, call me crazy, but most games don't need to be 100 hours. Or even 50.
Hey, Dave. Dude,
hey,
that
Dave,
would be
what's
amazing.
up, man?
Movie tie-ins would be fun. So Dave is on board for the movie tie-in month of Coffee Break.
I'll play, it's been a long time since I've played either of the Matrix tie-in movie games, but I liked them when I played them.
The Matrix movie tie-in games are pretty good. Enter the Matrix is one of them, right?
Yeah, that's the one I remember the most. Path of Neo is the other one that might be better, but also weirder.
I played through them actually like about 4 or 5 months ago.
yeah?
I didn't play through them. Sorry, I was at a friend's house. We played them. Like he got his PS2 out and we were like playing Guitar Hero and then like, let's play Matrix and like so we were just playing. So we just played through like some of the levels.
Does it hold up pretty well?
They like there's like bullet time mechanics and stuff, but more importantly, it just hit
running on walls.
What was really weird is that they like had like made compressed video clips of the movie, and then like that would be your transition between scenes.
Oh wow!
And you're like playing through the movie, so I don't remember which one of the two it was.
That was Path of Neo.
Okay, yeah.
Because in Enter the Matrix, is that the other one?
Yeah.
You play.
Dave is excited about
cool.
what we're talking about.
Yeah. In Path of the Enter the Matrix, you play sort of like an interlude between 2 and 3. Or 1 and 2, rather.
Okay, that makes sense because there's kind of a big time gap there, right? Like Neo ends that one like he's just figured out he has powers, and he starts to like I'm a god.
Yeah. There's an Animatrix short that feeds into it too, and I can't remember what the name of it is, but it has something to do with delivering a package.
I really liked probably one of my favorite, like literally favorite all media growing up. Was one of the Animatrix that was like the history of like how the things got to power. Like I found that so fascinating as a kid.
I think it might still be my favorite piece of like Matrix media, and I am a Matrix apologist. Like I like all the Matrix, even the sequels.
I
think number 3 is fantastic.
I like number 2 because I think it has the best action sequences of the series.
I like the mech battles in the last one. But I agree. Like
Flight of the Orisa says, is that a game? Flight of the Orisa?
That's the Animatrix short. I
think. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, that's the one that's set in between.
Yeah, and like I think Enter the Matrix picks up like right at the end of that short.
Dave agrees with us that the history thing is one of the best pieces of media ever.
Agreed.
Alright, sorry. One of the best tie-in media pieces ever. I guess that's a lot different than one of the best media pieces ever.
It's better than the
Dave's
Bible.
Mouth over here.
Right.
Oh, he says Osiris. Is that a reference to it, or are we saying it wrong, Dave?
Oh, I think you said Orisa.
Oh, did Orisa? Well, I mean, come on. I've been playing Overwatch. Speaking of Overwatch, rumors are that this is going to be a big weekend.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. Oh, I am excited.
I'm always excited for BlizzCon just for the StarCraft World Finals are at BlizzCon.
Oh, cool.
And then there's always a new Hearthstone expansion announced. So.
What's going on with Blizzard and the awful politics?
Yeah.
Have they said sorry about that yet?
They kind of said sorry, and they reduced the suspension of the guy who got suspended and stuff. And so, but it like, they also said something really stupid in their apology, which was like that China had no effect on their decision. It was just kind of like, oh, come on. Yeah. Like, we know that like if somebody was talking about Trump or something on the broadcast, right, they wouldn't have been, suspended for like that time and had all those bad things happen. Slow as enemy damage.
Shows enemy damage.
Oh, it shows enemy damage. That's nice.
That could have been nice, like, when I was fighting that dude that killed me the first time. And I could see that I was just doing, like...
1 or 0 damage.
Yeah. Oh my god, what if I was doing 0 damage? Now I have to get there and find out. 2 minutes.
It was, Dave agrees that it's not a good apology. My thing with it, and I don't want to go too deep into, like, the Blizzard stuff, because we have talked about it quite a bit on the arena, but generally speaking, I think like a lot of companies have bad tie-ins to China and do stupid stuff. It's just that Blizzard kind of got caught in a moment, in a wave of like where people are really fervently supporting Hong Kong right now. But it's like, it's not like Google or Apple are doing nice things with China.
Totally, yeah.
So it's more of a spectacle almost to me. Like, not that I approve of what Blizzard did. Watch out, that guy's got the boomerangs. He'll mess you up. Ooh, nice.
It's nice that the boomerangs, even when they're in mid-flight, disintegrate when the dude is dead.
Dave says agreed, but I don't know what he's agreeing to. I think someone was like talking. Ryan wants to talk about how this game. Dave wants you to end the stream talking about how this game feels different than the one you played last week.
Oh yeah, man. We kind of talked about that a little bit at the beginning, but I feel a lot more empowered, I suppose, which makes a lot of sense because I'm playing sort of a more empowering character as a half vampire. But even at the very beginning, when you play a little short part as Richter, you're much quicker. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's 4 o'clock. You got to see me play the beginning of Castlevania Symphony of the Night 3 times. But hey, thanks for watching.
Fun.
Yeah, and it was a good time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.